Hey gang, Michael Lush again, founder and CEO of Replace Your University. Also, you may better know us as Replace Your Mortgage. We had an event a month ago in March. So as we're recording this, we're recording in April. So last month we had an event and we had a client on, actually a potential client. I don't know if she's a client or not. Her name was Elena. And we were talking about obviously simple interest lines of credit, more specifically a home equity line of credit. And she immediately went to variable rates and said, well, if you have a variable rate, that means your rate could skyrocket. And she pointed to 1981. And I totally understand her concern. But one of my first questions was, if you don't mind me asking, are you 64 and above? And she said, no. I said, okay. Most people that are not the age of 64 and above either don't know about 1981, but even if you weren't, if you are aware and younger than 64, you weren't impacted by 1981. Let me explain what 1981 was. We had a historic inflation and interest rates went 16, 17, 18%, right? And so if you had a variable rate, it could go to that. So that hasn't happened in 45 years. And the reason why I say 64 is, I was around in 1981, but I was 2 years old. Obviously, I wasn't borrowing and doing anything with finances, so it didn't impact me. Maybe impacted my mom and dad, but it didn't impact me because I wasn't doing anything with money in 1981. So because of something happening 45 years ago, we kind of close up and we're already scared. Even now, we're 2 generations removed from that. We're scared of 1981. But I first wanted to define variable. I said, when you hear variable, what do you hear? And 90% of the audience said the same thing. It means it can go up. I said, okay, that is true, but that's not what variable means. Variable means change, right? So it can go up, it can go down. And what we fail to recognize is all of the rate dips from 1981 till now. The most recent, 2021. What did rates do? They plummeted. Federal funds rate went to 0.25%. So my clients in 2021 were enjoying 2-3% home equity lines of credit. Well, we ignore that. So it can work for us and then it can also work against us if rates go up. But here's the other thing I expressed. I said there are 3 types of home equity lines of credit. There is variable, there is fixed, and then there is hybrid. Fixed obviously meaning it doesn't change. Hybrid means you can have a portion of your home equity line of credit on a fixed rate and you can have another portion you have full access to that is on variable. And it literally costs less than $100 to change that at any moment. I think it's even something I don't have one, but it's something on your app where you just say, hey, I want to change it. I want full access to this. And it's like $100 and it happens the same day. So anyways, not all home equity lines of credit are variable. But even if they were, we went through the math and showed her that, hey, your mortgage is going to have a 73% tip, total interest percentage. And we showed her if rates went up 0.5 point every single year into perpetuity, because she was on a path to pay her home off in 6.5 years, then your interest rate would climb to 11%. But your total interest percentage would be 27%. So that's what we need to focus on. Do I want to pay the 73% interest to the banks or lenders, or do I want to pay the 27% total interest percentage to the banks or lenders? Because that's the real cost. That's our real dollars moving out of our system into their system. We think that interest rate is directly correlated to how much interest we pay, and that's not the case. It is time and balance. The longer you owe on something and the larger the balance is, the more interest you're going to pay. And I said something that was alarming to her and not only other people. I said, I would rather have a 9% home equity line of credit, which I don't even know if those exist right now. I know in the past they have existed, but I'm not sure they're that high. I would rather have a 9% home equity line of credit than I would a 3% mortgage. Why? Because the 9% home equity line of credit can store all of my income. The mortgage cannot, and it's designed to be that way. It's designed to separate you from your cash. It's designed to be a closed-end loan. It's designed to be an installment loan. It's designed to be front-loaded with interest, meaning the bank gets their money first before you have a chance to pay down on principal reduction. So that 9% is actually going to cost me far less interest based on my cash flow positivity than a 3% mortgage. Because again, we're comparing apples and oranges. The apple over here being a mortgage, entirely different. I listed out all the differences to it, and the orange over here being a home equity line of credit and all the differences and advantages with it. So when you hear variable, we immediately go to 1981. Something didn't happen in 45 years, But we even showed the math. What if that did happen? You would still pay less interest. So don't worship at the altar of an interest rate. What you should be focused on is how much you're actually paying for something. And there is a disconnection between interest rate and dollars escaping your system and into theirs. Oh, by the way, if you like this and you find it valuable, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us grow the channel, helps us produce more content. That way you can actually improve your personal finances and hopefully become debt-free if you choose to be so. You don't have to be debt-free. Actually, that was the other part of our event. It's like, okay, now that we've shown you how to get everything paid off, now let's just open up optionality and say, what if you were to leverage this cheap cost of funds that's super liquid in a home equity line of credit and go buy X, Y, or Z that produces more cash flow and grow your net worth? We don't care which one you choose. We just want you to have the ability to do it. See, inside of a mortgage, you don't have those options. It's a one-way street. Money goes in, can't come out freely. And you've got to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get access to your equity. And you also have to prove that you have the ability to repay it. With our clients, they could qualify 5, 6, 7 years ago and still have the same qualifications today, but not have to ask permission, because most of these HELOCs have a draw period of at least 10 years, some 15, some 20. There's a couple that are even 30 years that you have access to it. So you get underwritten once and maintain liquidity. Now me, I have a brand new draw period almost every single year because I'm always doing what's called promo rate stacking. But that's a ninja trick, and if you want to learn more about that, then come to our next event. We'll put a link below if you want to buy a ticket to it. It's $7 and 100% of that goes to charity, where we rant for 3 hours. Now, it's not just a rant, it is very organized and it progresses, and we show you the disadvantages of a mortgage and some advantages, I might add. We don't say that's all bad. We say, hey, for some folks, here are some good reasons why you should have a mortgage, and here are all the positive and cons of a home equity line of credit. Now let's take that and let's run the math based on your specific scenario and see how much money you're going to spend in both paths. And 9.5 times out of 10, you're going to spend less with ours. So if you'd like to learn that for yourself, click the link below, grab a seat, $7. All of it goes to charity, helps to fight human trafficking and sex trafficking here in Nashville and Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, Vegas, and Pensacola, Florida. Y'all take care. God bless.